We're back, taking a look at another one of the blind booster reinforcement packs. This one is the Mirror Universe I.K.S. Toh'Kaht. It's a Klingon Mirror Universe ship. First time we've actually gotten another version of the Vor'cha-class ship from the starter set. So it's nice to see that. This is another one of them I borrowed from my friend. So we're missing the level 1 captain, and we're missing the tokens that go with it. But anyway, we'll get right in and take a look. We're standard Vor'cha-class dial, but in the Mirror Universe faction up here instead of Klingon. Didn't compare it to see if it's actually different. There we have our Vor'cha-class Mirror Universe maneuver card. Did not check to see if it's any different than the Klingon version. I don't think it is, just at a quick glance here, but you'll have to check that out for yourself if you want to know. But I like the block of green in here. Got those 2 tight maneuvers and the 3 come about, which is always nice. There we have our I.K.S. Toh'Kaht. It's our Mirror Universe Vor'cha-class. 5 attack, 1 agility, 5 hull, 3 shield. 1 tech upgrade, 2 weapon upgrades, a crew upgrade for 28 points. Evasive, target lock, cloak, and sensor echo. And our ability is, as an action, you can place a scan token and an auxiliary power token beside your ship. It's the only way to get a scan token on this ship, but it does cost you that auxiliary power. Not really that spectacular of a ability, but the Vor'cha is probably my favorite of the Klingon ships. As much as I like the Bird of Prey, these are just so much more powerful overall. Then we have our generic Vor'cha class for the Mirror Universe. You use that 1 shield, and you lose 1 weapon upgrade for 26 points. For captain upgrades, we have Kee-Bhor, captain skill of 3, 1 elite talent for 2 points. When attacking, during the modify attack dice step, you may re-roll a number of your attack dice equal to the number of tech and weapon upgrades deployed to the defending ship. Kind of an interesting ability. Again, gives you that dice quality that we're looking for. And the ship already starts with a native 5 attack, so you're rolling 5 dice, and depending on how many upgrades are on the ship you're shooting at, you're going to be able to re-roll a number of those. For our elite talent, we have Covert Mission. 5 points. As an action, if your ship is not cloaked, disable all your remaining shields and target a ship at range 1 to 2 that's not cloaked and has no active shields. Discard this card to steal 1 weapon upgrade from that ship with a cost of 5 or less, even if it exceeds your ship's restrictions. Absolutely love abilities that let you steal equipment from other ships. 5-point discard, normally I'm against, I've said it 1,000 times, but for the ability to steal a card that's worth up to 5 points, it makes it well worth it. The fact that not only are you denying them that ability, you also now have that on your ship. You can use it against them. For crew upgrades, we have Hon-Tihl. 5 points. When attacking with your primary weapon during the roll attack dice step, you may discard this card to gain +2 attack dice for that attack. That alone's a decent ability. If you target in an attack squadron with this attack, after resolving the attack, you may immediately make a second attack against the same attack squadron using only 2 attack dice. The number of attack dice on the second attack cannot be increased in any way. You cannot roll any defense dice during your round that you use this ability. So it does come with a detriment. The anti-fighter cards have been prevalent in this wave. Almost every pack has something to deal with fighters. +2 attack is nice. The ability to attack a squadron twice is nice. The fact that you can't roll defense dice on the turn you use it kind of sucks. You want to make sure that you're decloaked so your shields are up when you do this. At the same time, you could also use it on a turn where you're not in an enemy fire arc and you don't have to worry about them returning fire. For weapon upgrades, we have Thalmerite Explosive. 5 points. Attack value of 6, range 1 to 2. Discard this card to perform the attack. If the defending ship is not cloaked and has no active shields, and you have at least 1 uncancelled critical result, draw 2 damage cards instead of 1 and choose the one to place beside the enemy ship card. Discard the unused damage cards. If the attack is fired at range 1 and hits, your ship also suffers 1 damage. The last line you gotta keep an eye on. It's the first range explosive based weapon that I think we've had that can affect your own ship, aside from minefields. But definitely the being able to choose the better of two criticals if you get a crit on them makes it worth it. 6 attack is nothing to ignore on top of that. So limited range 2 isn't horrible for the firepower that you're getting out of this. Don't see this being as so much useful on a ship like this that already has a 5 native attack, but definitely more useful on something of the smaller ships with maybe a slightly lower attack value. Being that it's Mirror Universe, even if you're playing Faction Pure, you have a lot of ships to choose from. I think this would go really good on something like the Mirror Universe Defiant. But even in cross-faction, lots of possibilities for that card. For our tech upgrade, we have Reactor Core, 2 points. During the activation phase, after you reveal your maneuver, but before you During the activation phase, after you reveal your maneuver, but before you move, you may disable this card to increase or decrease your speed by 1. Your new maneuver must be one that is on your maneuver dial and is treated as a red maneuver. No ship can be equipped with more than 1. Gives you a little added extra maneuverability. The fact that it counts as a red maneuver kind of hurts, but at the same time, you may need to pull that extra 1 to get out of the way of something or reduce your speed by 1 to make sure that you're still in a fire arc to take advantage of it. There we have our base for the IKS Toh'Kaht. 90-degree front arc, no rear arc sadly. I wish the Vor'chas had a rear arc, they'd be amazing. And then our generic Vor'cha-class. As with the other models in the Blind Booster expansions here, definitely a huge improvement over the previous ones. This is kind of a green metallic, which is kind of neat. They did a much better job on the nacelles. Isn't too horribly much detail painted on it, but the model itself is quite nice. In comparison to the old model, you can definitely see the difference. The nacelles are the big thing that stick out. They did lack the painting of the portals up here and things, which aren't painted at all on these. So unlike the other ones in this wave, it really doesn't have the improved paint, but the model just looks cooler overall. Definitely will look stunning after someone with some skill takes a paintbrush to it. Overall, it's another really good pack. Again, these were made to be used in a tournament environment as a sealed booster to be added to another fleet. Lots of useful stuff in here. I'm not sure what I would actually take to build my ship out of this pack, but several good choices here. My only real complaint about this is that it's Mirror Universe instead of Klingon Faction. I'm still dying to see a Vor'cha-class Klingon Faction ship released. I have 4 of the ones out of the starter set I've swapped and traded for because it's one of my favorite ships. Just would like to see some retail love for the Vor'cha. But that said, it's a really nice ship, a nice addition to the Mirror Universe faction, and all around another solid pack. Anyway, that's it for this one, and we'll see you in the next one.